Hi everyone. In this episode I'm going to go through how to create a manager to be used as a data source for the categories table. So firstly, let's create a folder for all our future managers to go into. As before, I'm making a folder on the desktop and naming it appropriately before dragging it in. This, if you may remember, is so that the folder that is shown in Xcode is actually what is happening in the file system. Alright, so let's make our manager. Now this will be a singleton, and it'll just be basically an NS object. Great. Now I've got a bit of a keyboard shortcut to create a singleton, so don't be alarmed at how quickly I appear to type. And this basically uses Grand Central Dispatch to create a singleton. So I'll put this in the header file as well. Okay, so this manager will have a property which will be a read-only list of categories. Like so, and in the init method, we will create said list. So these are all categories that would be nice categories for images that we would get from Wallhaven. So now, since Wallhaven is a bit NSFW, I'm going to choose some innocuous categories. So hopefully we don't get too much offensive material. So snow and motorbikes. What else springs to mind? Cars. Beaches, sunsets, wine. That'll do. Great. So now we've got this manager. We've got a singleton method, and in its init, we set up the array of categories to be this nice array that we've got here. Now let's use that. So I'll just copy the header declaration so I can use it in the categories view controller. Now for the number of sections in table view, since that's always going to be just one, we can completely delete that method. For number of rows in section, we can just grab that from the manager. Next, we need to create the cells. Now, firstly, to create cells, we need to register a class. And before we can register a class, we need a static string to use as the cell reuse identifier. So let's put that up here. Now, I'm using dash for completions here, so this is why these things appear. But what you see selected here is what you could type anywhere. So after the view loads, that's when the table view has come into existence. So now is a good time to register the cell. We're just going to use plain old cells for now. In a later screencast, we'll use custom cells. get rid of the did receive memory warning. We won't be implementing that. Okay, so now we've registered the class so that down here where we ask for the cell of the given with the given identifier, it will know that for that identifier it needs to instantiate one of these and return it to us. And what we need to do is configure the cell so that its text label represents the category at that index path. So let's run that in the simulator. See what we get. Okay, great. As you can see, we've got a nice table showing all these different categories. So what we've done is a bit of a recap. The categories view controller is a table view controller, and we've configured it so that it gets its data from the categories manager. The categories manager is a singleton. This is the method that allows it to be used as a singleton, and on its first initialization, the array gets populated with these pre-canned list. Great, thanks for watching.